Hey there Wargamers, and welcome back to another Wargames Delivered video. Be sure to visit us at wargamesdelivered.com to get the paints, miniatures, and supplies used in this video, and also to refer a friend. You guys will both get a $15 discount. And with that, let's get into the video. In this video, we'll be painting the last model out of the Neverborn Starter Box from Malifaux, Klaus Norwood, a scheming henchman that can be taken in any Neverborn subfaction. To start out, I wanted to lay down the darker colors first for this mini, so with Grim Black and a bit of the Speedpaint medium at about a 1:1 ratio, I painted the pants and the hat with this color. I also used a bit of water with each speed paint in this video, so thinning with both water and medium. I found that everything dried a lot lighter than I expected, but still looked great in my opinion. As you can see by the bottom of the pants, we have a bit of pooling happening here. If this happens while you're working, just be sure to wipe it away with your brush and move the paint to an area that needs it. And to keep the speed paint consistent when it dries, try to get the entire area covered before your initial brushstroke has dried. For anyone interested in trying out the new speed paints for themselves, we do have a pre-order for the Speedpaint 2.0 mega set, which is what I'm using in this video here, available now on our website. The set releases on the 22nd of April, so there's plenty of time to get your orders in. Check out the description for a link to the pre-order page below. Once that first step is dry, be sure to patch up any mistakes with acrylic matte white before moving on to our next step. And next we'll paint his jacket and the stripe in his hat with Occultist Cloak. This is a blackish blue-gray that will contrast nicely with the Grim Black, as well as match the unit card that we're looking to recreate. Again, we're using a generous amount of paint on the brush, mainly because we're working in a large area of the mini, and we want the speed paint to kind of work like a wash here and shade the recesses for us. And as a reminder, we also have giveaways with all of our videos the week that they premiere. Be sure to check out the top link in the description to enter the giveaway with this video, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any prizes. Now we will move on to the skin tone on his face and hands using Ashen Stone, which is a very light gray. Klaus has a bit of a Slender Man aesthetic vibe to him, so Ashen Stone will be a perfect pick to create that creepy pale look. And it was a little hard to get a close-up of this paint finished, but you can tell by the hands that this is a very light paint that adds a subtle amount of detail to the mini. And now we only have a few more details to fill in here before the mini is finished. We'll move on to Ruddy Fur to paint the binding of the book and his boots. Malifaux, especially their 3rd edition, has some really awesome, highly detailed minis that lend themselves well to new and old speed paints. It's a smaller scale skirmish game, so you usually only need about 8 to 10 models and a deck of cards to get started, making the point of entry very easy. Now we will use Bony Matter to paint all of the pages hanging out of his book, as well as his mouth. I've used this paint on a few different minis, and I think it's surprisingly turning into one of my favorites out of this Speed Paint mega set. And the Bony Matter is a very light paint as well, so you don't really need to worry about staining some of the darker areas that we've already painted. Just watch out around the hands there. Off screen, I added a bit of Slaughter Red to his tie to add a touch of color to the mini. And now for our final step, we'll move over to Broadsword Silver to paint some details on the boots. I switched to a smaller brush and thinned down the metallics a bit less for this step, just to make sure I had good control over the paint and to avoid making any mistakes over the Ruddy Fur. And for this step, you may need 2 coats of the metallic speed paint to really get the color to pop in those areas. And my best advice, as always, is to use the tools that you're most comfortable with, and a good brush and patience can really go a long way. Again, if you'd like to try out the new speed paints, they will be available April 22nd. We do have a pre-order available right now. Be sure to check out the description for more info on that. In this final shot, I used some Army Painter green stuff and basing flock to add some flair to the mini before gluing him to the base. I was going for more of a magic effect, but it ended up looking like a worm, which still fit the theme of the mini. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more painting tutorials, and be sure to check out the top link in the description for the giveaway attached to this video. Thanks again, and happy wargaming!